At some point in our lives, we have often said that life is unfair, but I want to invite you to see a different dimension to that unfairness. Life has dealt people some blows so deep they felt the ground shift beneath them, pain that made them question the very reason for breathing, grief that drained the color from their skies, moments so heavy that even hope gasped for air. Life has been unfair. But here's the question: would you still call it unfair if it never happened to you? Or are you calling it unfair only because it has finally touched your wall? When others were bleeding, it wasn't your wound. When others were burying their dreams, it wasn't your grave. When sorrow was making its rounds, you were spared. And in that safety, you call life normal. So what exactly is the yardstick you use to measure fairness? When my father died, my work caved in. He was the first man I ever loved, even before I understood what love meant. And in that whirlwind of tears, my voice cracked with that timeless question, why me? But as the dust of grief settled, a harsher, clearer question rose in my head. Whose father should have died instead for life to be fair? Is fairness when pain passes you and chooses another? Is the world just only when the tears are not yours? If it had been my friend's father instead, would that have made the universe feel balanced? The truth: sometimes what we call unfair is simply our first real test of what others have been swallowing for years. As Lucky Dube sang in his Haunting Truth, you only know about it when the man in the long black coat knocks on your door because you are his next victim. Tragedies have always been walking this street, but they didn't know your address. They knocked on the doors and you slept in peace. Now they have found yours. Suddenly the world feels broken. But life has always been happening to someone somewhere. Perhaps the real unfairness is not life itself, but our illusion that suffering has rules, that it avoided the good or spared the kind. Yet the rain falls on both the wicked and the just. The sun rises for the grateful and the bitter. Maybe fairness is not defined by what happens to us, but by how we respond to what happens. We can't control the winds that tear at our sails, but we can learn to master the rudder. And maybe, just maybe, the deepest wisdom is not in making sense of life fairness, but in making peace with the truth that it may never make sense at all. So if life has found you in storms, breathe. Do not spend all your strength asking, why me? Spend it learning how to live through it. Let the pain teach you compassion for those still in their night. Let the loss carve in you a gentleness for the wounded you meet. And when the storm passes, because it will, stand as proof that you can be bruised and still be beautiful, broken and still be whole, wounded and still be worthy of joy. That is the echo.